Boys of Summer tournament from Denmark, Wisconsin. You're watching the Gremlins Network. I'm Jim Flanagan. Happy to have you with us from wherever you may be. The Gremlins coming in on a hot streak, 10 wins in a row since their opening night loss a couple of weeks ago. This one, they'll be taking on the Bar Blues from Madison, Wisconsin. We're in Denmark, which is just a little bit up the road from Madison. So they are the local team, or one of the local teams here. We'll set the Gremlins for you defensively. Some of the regular starters getting a breather. Last time we saw this squad on the field, they came away a 15-1 winner. That was in New York City. Blake Hunter will be at third base. Tane Mumu will be at short. Ladislao Malarchuk at second. And Wayne Laulu over at first base. The outfield left to right, Brian Avery. Gonzalo Masmu from Argentina getting a start. He'll be in center. And the veteran Zenon Winters, probably the hottest bat on the Gremlin team right now. Semi Villalvaso will do the pitching, his first start of the year and first innings. He did not play in the prior two tournaments. At the plate, Matt Sturr. Matt will be doing the pitching for the Madison team. Behind the plate, Nick Mullins. So the battery again for the Gremlins. Semi Villalvaso pitching and Nick Mullins doing the catching. The batting order for the Bar Blues team. Matt Sturr leading off. Paul Maklovich will hit second. Tyler Damon, the catcher, will bat third. Kufas will bat fourth in the cleanup spot. That is Greg Kufas. Don Maurice will hit fifth. Simon Maurice will hit sixth. Sam White seventh. Jake Jasinski eighth. And Abe Maurice batting ninth. If you noticed, three of them with last names of Maurice. They are brothers and all about a year apart. Of the brothers, Simon is the oldest. Abe would be next in order. And Dom, the right fielder, the youngest of the trio. So down on strikes goes Sturr for the first out. We're sitting in center field for this one underneath the scoreboard here at John Miller Park. So we'll have a good look at the numbers, but a long look into home plate. We'll do the best we can. Fortunately, with our friend Luciano Lofrano, we'll have a good look from the monitors. Same picture that you see at home. Villalvaso, a member of that Mexican national team, was down in Guatemala, they tell me, pitching last week. So he's got some work underneath his belt. Villalvaso ahead here, 0-2. That one stays upstairs for a ball. Four pitchers on this Gremlin staff, the three you've seen in the first couple of weeks of action. Kirkpatrick, the veteran, Jack Besgrove, the newcomer, both of those two hailing from Australia, Pablo Migliavaca from Argentina. Meanwhile, down on strikes goes Maklovich, so two up and down quickly, and that'll bring the catcher, Tyler Damon, to the plate. Damon, a product of the under-23 program. He and two other members of this team also playing for the U.S. squad. Alex Ibarra, the other pitcher who is not throwing in this one, along with Paul Maklovich, who just was retired by Villalvaso. Third tour stop of the summer season for the Gremlins. As I mentioned, they start out with an opening night loss. That came to the Bear Creek Express 2 weeks ago in Simcoe, Ontario. Grounder foul. After that opening night loss, they rattled off 5 consecutive wins, coming away the champions in the Hill United Chiefs Challenge. Blake Hunter with a big hit in that one. 6th inning grand slam in the final game. Meanwhile, little 2-hopper over to Laulu for the ground out. So 3 up and down for the Bar Blues. No runs, no hits, no one left. The score after a half inning, the Blues nothing, and the Gremlins coming to bat. Home half of the first we go for the Gremlins. Their batting order will look like this. Nick Mullins will lead off. Nick the catcher. Zenon Winters swinging a hot bat. He'll be in the 2 spot. Wayne Laulu in the 3 spot. Andrew Kirkpatrick will be the designated player. He'll bat 4th. Brian Avery 5th. Blake Hunter 6th. Ladislao Malarchuk batting 7th. And the 2 youngsters, Masmu and Mumu, batting 8 and 9. That's Gonzalo Masmu batting 8th and Tane Mumu batting 9th. A note on Gonzalo, 5 for 5 thus far in the season with the highest batting average. There's our coaching staff for the Gremlins. Greg Leather, the skipper. Greg Hicks, one of the coaches. And Varm Matosian. You'll see all 3 in and out of those coaches' box during the course of the tournament. Again, Leather, Hicks, and Matosian. Setting the Bar Blues defensively, Jake Jasinski at 3rd, Simon Maurice at short, Greg Kufis at 2nd base, and Abe Maurice over at 1st. In the outfield, left to right, Sam White. Paul Maklovich is here in center field, and Dom Maurice over in right. Matt Sturr is the pitching, Tyler Damon the catcher, and we're underway. First pitch to Mullins. Off the plate for a ball. So the skipper shaking the lineup up a little bit today over the course of the season. A lot of games, a lot of innings. So good chance to see some of the players that haven't been playing regularly in this one. Rise ball stays upstairs. These games are being played, or this one, at John Miller Park. John, a longtime fast pitch supporter here in Denmark, Wisconsin. Inducted to the ISC Hall of Fame back in 2012 for his contributions to the game. John Miller, not to be confused with baseball's John Miller. A unique locale in fast pitch circles. Circle tap, the bar sits right on top of the field over on the first base side. When you're inside the bar, you can literally look out the windows and watch the game. I've been hearing about it for a long, long time from many of the players who came and enjoyed it. First time here for me. Swing and a miss on a changeup, a good one from Sturr. Mullins out in front of the pitch, 1 out. So that'll bring Zenon Winters to the plate. Zenon named the most valuable player in last week's Copa Peligro in New York City. He has been swinging a very hot bat. In for a called strike. Zenon among the leaders in most all of the offensive categories. He's 12 for 24, a perfect .500 average, 2 homers, 9 singles, a double. Scored 9 runs and driven in 8, all in 2 weeks' time. Little pop flare, it'll be out to shortstop. Simon Maurice to make the catch. 2 outs. That'll bring Wayne Laulu to the plate. Wayne joining the home run club with 1 in the Copa Peligro last week in New York City. Gremlins with half a dozen or more players with home runs. Jerome Ramaki had a pair, 1 in the semifinal, 1 in the championship game last week. Cole Evans, shortstop normally, not playing in this one. He's got 3 home runs to lead the charge. Center fielder Benny Noka's got a pair. Those 2 home runs came in the semifinal and final. So with Ramaki hitting second and Inoka third, it was Ramaki stealing all the RBIs. Good location on that one, just missing downstairs. Stur looks in, thought he had a strike. Two-two pitch to Laulu. Upstairs, taken for a ball to the count full. Stur's 3-2 pitch. Lifted a little pop-up over on the right side. It'll be first baseman Abe Maurice squeezing it for the third out. So nothing to show for the Gremlins in the first. 3 up and down. No runs, no hits, no one left. We'll head to the second and be back right after this. No score in this one. Top half of the second inning for the Bar Blues. They'll send up 4, 5, and 6. That's Kufus, Dom Maurice, and Simon Maurice. So 4, 5, 6 in the order. In for a called strike down around the knees. Sammy Villalvaso got through the first inning without any harm. 3 up and down, 2 strikeouts so far. Hard grounder foul up along the left side. We'll be here for 5 broadcasts on the weekend here on the Gremlin Network. 1 today, 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow's game's going off at 12 and 2 p.m. Central Time. And then we'll have the semis and the finals on Sunday. Little pop liner out to short. Tane Mumu makes quick work of it, so Kufus retired. Here you see it again on the replay, just off the end of the bat over to Tane. That'll bring Dom Maurice to the plate. Dom playing right field for the Bar Blues team today. Change up and a good one. Way out in front was Dom. So the Maurice brothers, Dom, Abe, and Simon, shortstop, first base, and right field. They've got a third of the team covered here for the Bar Blues. In for a called strike. Swing and a miss, comes up empty. Down on strikes he goes. Third strikeout of the game, second out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, Simon Maurice. Maurice steps in from the left side. Little grounder out to third. Up with it quickly, not in time. Getting down the line quickly is Simon. So an infield single. That's Blake Hunter. Let's watch the replay. Sort of a slow roller. Came up with it, made a nice play, just not in time to get Maurice. There it is once again. Off balance throw, right on the money, just not in time. Sam White will step in. White, the left fielder. So the string of consecutive outs ends at 5 for Vivelo. First runner, Simon Maurice at first. Swing and a miss. Defense for the Gremlins straight away. Masmu in center, shaded just a little bit towards right, left. Everything's backwards when you sit behind the center field fence. Swing and a miss, good rise ball. Down goes Sam White. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Vivelo. That's 4 through 2. We'll head to the home half of the second and be back right after this. No score in this one. 11 o'clock scheduled start. First game of the Boys of Summer tournament for the Gremlins. Home half of the second inning for the Gremlins. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. That's Kirkpatrick, Avery, and Hunter. Getting a nice look at some of the local scenery here in Denmark, Wisconsin. Where is Denmark, you say? A little bit north of Milwaukee and a little south of Green Bay, a little closer to Green Bay. Kirkpatrick, first pitch swing and hits a hard hopper. Hurrying over to the bag to get the out is Abe Maurice. So 1 out. Here's Brian Avery. Brian comes in hitting .296. pretty good season thus far. Brian is a member of the home run club with 1 so far in this young season. Lifted out into deep center field, going back on it, has a bead on it. Paul Maklovich makes the catch for out number 2. Here you see it on the replay, got under it. High fences here, they're probably 20 feet high, so you're not going to see the outfielders reaching over to pull the ball back in. Anything up that high is going to bounce off and stay in play. Blake Hunter at the plate. Blake also a member of that home run club. His one, a big one, the Grand Slam that won the Chiefs Challenge tournament first weekend out. Hill United led in the game 4-3. Nick Shales hit a 2-run shot, put them on top by a run. Gremlins tied it, and with the score at 4, Blake Hunter hit the Grand Slam. There you see the face mask on Stewart, protecting against the line drives and such. That went in for a called strike, so that'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, second inning. Deuces Wild. Little change up off the plate outside, so the count runs to full. And misses. So the Bar Blues have their second base runner of the game. Last time it came with 2 out, and this time as well. Off the bag and out into right field. Fair ball stays in play. Here you see it again on the replay. Ladislav Malarchuk getting a good piece of it. Takes kind of a crazy hop. Winds up in right field. And Hunter over to third. So the batter will be the 8-hitter, Gonzalo Masmu. Masmu, as we said, comes into the game 5 for 5 with a perfect 1,000 batting average. He'll put it on the line here. On deck, Tane Mumu. Way inside, misses. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded foul over on the left side. Masmu from Paraná, Argentina. A few hours outside of Buenos Aires. One of the many Argentine players coming through that pipeline of talent. Ball up high. So advantage Masmu, 2-1 count. Off the glove at third, over to first with the throw. And in time for the out. Good defensive play here. Watch it again on the replay. Hard shot. Over to third, bobbles it, picks it up, but nice tag over there by Abe Maurice to get the out. So the 5 consecutive hit string by Masmu comes to an end. For the Gremlins, no runs, a hit. A couple of men left. To the top of the third we go. No score in this one. New York Gremlins taking on the Bar Blues from Madison, Wisconsin at the Boys of Summer Tournament. They'll send up 8, 9, and 1 in the third inning. No score, Gremlins and the Bar Blues. Jake Jasinski will start things off. Jake playing third on that nifty defensive play we just saw. Abe Maurice will follow, and then back to the top of the shop to Matt Sturr. Sammy Vilvaso getting his first start of the season. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 more in the second, 4 on the day. So Sammy looking sharp thus far. In on the outside edge, called strike. So add another to the ledger. Jasinski goes looking, and Abe Maurice will get a look at Vilvaso. Sam, as we said, one of 4 pitchers for the Gremlins. The 2 Aussies, Kirkpatrick and Besgrove, the Argentine Pablo Migliavaca, and Sammy. Gremlins in New York City in the Peligro tournament last week. Most all the pitchers with complete game wins. They posted a perfect 5-0 record. Andrew Kirkpatrick winning in the championship game to pick up the most valuable pitcher trophy. So it was Kirkpatrick for pitching and Zenon Winters the MVP. Little pop-up in the infield. It'll be Hunter squeezing it for out number 2. So 2 up and down quickly for the Bar Blues. Back to the top of the shop we go. It'll be pitcher Matt Sturr. Sturr, the first strikeout victim of Vilvaso. Masmo again shaded a little bit towards left field. Better look in past Vilvaso. Better look at the plate with the left-hander Sturr up. Grounder up the middle. It'll get through, and it is Masmu to come on and make the play. Sturr stopping at first base. And second base runner of the day for the Bar Blues. Here you see it again on the replay. Nice little bouncer just beyond the reaches of our middle infielders, Mumu and Malarchuk. So that'll bring Paul Maklovich to the plate. Paul, a strikeout victim first time up. Grounder out to short. Tane Mumu over to Laulu. And a 6-3 putout ends the scoring threat. For the Bar Blues in the third, no runs, a hit, a man left. We played 2.5, no score. Gremlins and Bar Blues. Home half of the third inning, the Gremlins will send up Tane Mumu. Then back to the top of the order, Mullins and Winters. So the youngster from New Zealand getting a start today. Speedy infielder, great hands, good speed. Tane from Wainuiomata, New Zealand. Plays for the Hutt Valley team down under. Came up through the U23 program, also with one world championship to his credit. So they have high hopes for this youngster down in New Zealand and a nice addition to this Gremlins team. Laced into left field, just off the glove of third baseman Jake Jasinski, and Tane is aboard with a base hit. Watch it again in the replay. Just turned on the pitch. Laced hard down the left field line and in to left field for the single. Back to the top of the order, Nick Mullins will step in. Mullins, a strikeout victim in his first trip to the plate. Keep an eye on Tane. Good speed. He's off to the races. Throw down. They won't get him. Great jump off the bag by Tane Mumu. See it again in the replay. Mullins showing bunt. But Tane, a nice little pop-up slide. So credit the youngster with a stolen base. Maklovich in center now, having to look over Mate. Or Mumu. Tane, good speed, so look for him to be trying to score anything beyond the infield. There's a slow roller to second. They'll get the out, and Mumu advances over to third base. So Mullins making the contact, getting the runner over. One out in the inning. That'll bring up Zenon Winters. Zenon very aggressive at the plate. So if you're a defensive player, you've got to be ready right from that first pitch. He is selective, but he is also aggressive. He gets a pitch he likes. There's a high hopper. It's going to bounce into center field. Gets by Maklovich. All the way around to third goes Winter. So credit the RBI to Winters. Advancing on the air. Here you see it again. Maklovich coming in just a little bit wide of it. Takes a high hop, and Winters finds himself on third. So first pitch swinging Zenon was. Here's Laulu trying to get another run. Hard grounder gets in to left field. That'll bring home Winter. So 2-0 Gremlins. See the replay. Laulu sits back. Nice stroke into left field for the RBI single. So 3 base hits in the inning. It'll be DP Andrew Kirkpatrick. That one in around the knees for a called strike. Andrew with just 10 at-bats coming into the game. The DP duties being spread around the lineup, but certainly capable with a bat in his hand. Right down the middle, called strike. So the inning started with a single to left by Tanemumu. Winters with a hit to center. And Laulu, the single to left. Kirkpatrick, of course, great power. The fences here are tall but reachable. They tell me a fair number of home runs leaving the yard. Liner to the left. That'll hit the grass and be picked up on one hop. Laulu going station to station. He stops at second. Hard hit ball you see here on the replay. Went the other way with it. So 3 consecutive hits, 4 in the inning. That'll bring Brian Avery to the plate. Drops that one in for a called strike. Hard grounder. That one finds its way into left field. Moving up is Laulu. He'll come around to score. Started to stop at third, but the ball was slow coming back in. So Kirkpatrick at second. Avery at first. 4 consecutive hits. And Blake Hunter will step in. Hunter walked in his first trip to the plate, got as far as third, did not score back in that second inning. That one's lifted out into deep center field, back and away back. Watch as that one go. Blake Hunter, 3-run homer. That one up over our head as we're sitting out here behind the center field fence. Got to look at it leaving the plate. We'll take your word for it here. We'll watch it on the replay. Blake Hunter adding to that RBI total. That will put him up among the team leaders. Here's Ladislav Malarchik. Malarchik singled to right field. First time up. Good hard hit ball. There's another one through the hole. Finds its way into right field. Ladislav will stop and turn at first. So Gonzalo Malmu will step in. He's the 9th batter to come to the plate in this Gremlins third. 6 hits in a row, including that 3-run homer off the bat of Blake Hunter. Storr had pretty good luck through the first 2 innings, retired the side in the first, and pitched out of a little bit of trouble in the second. But it's been all Gremlins here in the third. Right down the heart of Main Street for a called strike. That leaving the count at 1-1. Tane Mumu, who started the inning, is on deck. Little change up and a beauty out in front off his front foot is Mazmu. That one's laced into left field. Another hit for the Gremlins. Moving up 60 feet is Malarchuk. So Ladislaw at second. Mazmu over at first. As we mentioned, Mazmu came into the game with 1,000 batting average. He was 5 for 5. He didn't reach base his first time up, but he started a new streak with the single right there. That's going to bring a visit from the skipper and I think a pitching change. It looks like it'll be Alex Ibarra coming on in place of Stur. The Gremlins just a very tough offensive team. They faced some of the best pitchers in the world in the last 2 weeks and continue to dominate offensively, and just a little bit too much for young Matt Stur. The Bar Blues, a young team, a lot of the players in their 20s. They play in the NAFA World Series, just a level down from the ISC. They've got some up-and-comers in the U23 division, a couple of members of the USA U23 national team, so they'll have their day. If you're keeping score with us at home, time for another column for the third inning. We've now seen 9 batters come to the plate. We'll be back when Ibarra finishes the warm-up tosses. So Alex Ibarra, good young right-handed pitcher. U23 program, he's got 1 world championship at that level to his credit. 2018 in Prince Albert, Canada. Tane Mumu back at the plate. He's the one that started this all. If you joined us late, 6-0 Gremlins right now. Third inning action. They are the home team. That one off the plate downstairs. Mumu a single in his first trip to the plate. Came around to score. First run of the game. Way upstairs, moving up 60 feet, everybody. Mumu to first, Mazmu at second, and Ladislaw Malarchuk over at third. Top of the order we go, it's Nick Mullins and another high one. Ball off the plate outside. Problem for pitchers this time of the year facing a team like the Gremlins. You haven't quite found your strike zone, haven't quite caught your stride. And on top of that, you're pitching around some very good hitters. Not too many walks in this one, though. all hitting by the Gremlins in that third inning, this third inning. Grounder up the middle, it finds its way and gets past the center fielder. Another crazy hop coming around to score the first two runners. Mullins stops at second. Watch it on the replay. You see Moklevich come up on it, and then it sort of takes a crazy hop, gets past him, goes all the way to the fence. So Mullins stops at second. Two more runners check in. And the batter is Zenon Winters. Winters 1 for 2, single to center his last time up, driving in one of the runs. Grounder out to second, over to first for the 4-3 put out. Second out of the inning, that'll bring Wayne Laulu to the plate. Wayne 1 for 2, also with a single last time up, and scored a run. You can pretty well say that about most everyone in the Gremlins lineup right now. If hitting is contagious, this would be exhibit A, B, C, D, etc. Upstairs for a ball. One will pitch to Laulu. Outside for a ball, and he'll be aboard with a walk. Talked to some of the youngsters on this Bar Blues team before the game. They've been excited for a couple of weeks coming in to face the Gremlins, but a tall task to play the number one team in the world. That one's lifted out into deep right field. The outfielders don't even look over their shoulder. That one over the fence and carrying all the way to the batting cage, about another 100 feet. Andrew Kirkpatrick with a towering home run to right center field. Trying to pick up what they're discussing right now. I think that may be a run rule. That may be 10 plus through 3. And indeed it is. The final score, New York Gremlins 12 and the Bar Blues from Madison, Wisconsin, nothing. Tough loss for the young crew, but they'll be back. Plenty more games in this tournament. You've been watching the Boys of Summer here on the Gremlins Network. For all of the crew for the team, we'll see you tomorrow, 12 and 2 p.m. That's Central Time. Hope you can find your way back to us, run your errands that you need to in the morning, and come on back and spend the afternoon with us. Again, final score, New York Gremlins 12 and the Bar Blues nothing.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now, softballpremiertv.com.